Shalom, I'm Ahuva Gamliel, and today we're going to answer the question, does love at first sight exist? This is the Cliff Note version. So to answer this question in Judaic style, we answer it with another question, and that question is, which fire lasts longer? Is it A, the fire that has a big flame and sparks and crackles? Or is it B, the fire that is subdued and it's basically just a log that's burning bright and it has the fire inside the log without the flame? So to answer this question, we need to test both of these fires with wind. In the first situation, when a gust of wind blows, the fire gets extinguished because it was just a bunch of flames. In the second situation with the log, the fire actually gets stronger. When you blow on a hot log, instead of extinguishing the fire, you actually make it stronger. So too it is with relationships. When a relationship that starts with a bang ends with a boom, and the relationship that is slow and steady and is based on a solid foundation, that's the one that's going to last a lifetime. So the Torah ideal is to find a mate that has similar ideals and values and goals as you do, somebody who has moral integrity and a mission that's in alignment with yours, and the similar ideas of where you're going in your lives spiritually and how you want to raise your children, etc. And based on those values, those common values, you have a strong yisod, a strong foundation for maintaining the relationship, because anybody can get married, but the trick is to make the marriage last. And the Kabbalah of this, the deeper mystery, how we know that this is true, is that in Hebrew, the word for man is ish, and it's spelled aleph, yud, shin. And the word for woman is isha, and it's spelled aleph, shin, hey. So in ish we have the yud, and in isha we have the hey. So each one of the relationship, the man and the woman, brings into it a spark of Hashem, of God. You have the yud and the k, which is God. So when God is present in the relationship, then you have a strong, solid foundation for success. You have the fire that is constructive, the fire that can heat the home and cook the food. Whereas when God is not in the equation, you take out the yud in ish and you take out the hey in isha, you have esh and esh, which is fire and fire. That's the destructive fire. That's the fire that's just the pure passion, the pure flame with no solid foundation, with no yisod, with no common ground. And that fire is destined to be destructive and destroy. So the relationship would not last. Now, of course, there are always exceptions to the rule. So there are examples in the Torah where love at first sight did exist, and two of those examples are with the forefathers, with Yitzchak and Rivka, Isaac and Rebekah. When Isaac saw Rebekah, he knew that she was going to be his wife, and it was, you could say, love at first sight, but it was really more like prophecy, and that level of tzaddikim are few and far between today, so we can't anticipate to live up to that level. And also Yaakov, when he met Rachel, also he knew that she would be his wife, and actually when he saw her, he wept, because he knew through prophecy, through Ruach HaKodesh, that he would not be buried next to her, and this caused him a lot of pain. So most of us are not at that level, so we can't try to live up to the idea that, oh, the second we see somebody, we're going to know whether or not it's our spouse. We have to be more practical and pragmatic about it and try to find somebody who has the ideals that we're looking for. Rabbi Amar says, and a lot of teachers agree with this, that fairy tales are fairy tales and movies are movies. So if you go into a relationship expecting to see fireworks and he's the one or she's the one, like right above the person's head, don't expect something like that. It's not going to be probably that obvious. There are a few cases of people on higher levels that do know right away through various means, maybe through dreams or through intuition, gut feeling, etc., that the person is the one. But for most of us, we have to be really kind of practical and have certain things, certain attributes that we're looking for, and certain things that we're willing to compromise on, and based on values. So that's the Torah ideal. Now, I would like to add something further into this discussion, and that is whether or not true love exists at first sight. And I want to distinguish true love. And in my humble opinion, based on my experience, I've seen that true love really exists in one form, and that is true love at first sight would be the love that a father has for his son or daughter. So when a father makes eye contact with his son or daughter, that is true love at first sight, because that is a love that will last forever and ever, and through many generations and many lifetimes. The mother, on the other hand, starts to love the baby before the baby is even born, because she has this unique relationship that the child is growing and developing inside her womb. So she starts to love the baby before she even sees the baby. So this is even a higher level of love, because the mother loves the essence of the baby and does not need to see the baby eye to eye to know that this person, that this being exists. So the mother is on an even higher level of true love, because she could truly love her child without even seeing the child. So I just wanted to distinguish true love from romantic love, because as we know, about 50% of marriages end in divorce, and presumably most of those people got married because they thought that they really loved each other. And why do they end up divorced? Most of them have the destructive fire and not the constructive fire. But also, as opposed to the love that a parent has for a child, which is forever and nothing can break it, even if the child tells the parent that they hate them, it might break the parent's heart, but they still love the child. But there's only so much, betrayal that a spouse can accept from another spouse. For one person it might be one betrayal and that's the end of the relationship. For another person it might be 3 strikes, you're out. But basically, between a man and a woman, there are certain deal breakers that don't really exist between a parent and a child. So I wanted to distinguish what I think is true love versus romantic love. So that summarizes it for today. And actually, I think somebody's calling me right now on my cell phone. Oh yeah, wait a second. Hello? Mashiach? You're coming now? Oh my gosh, I have to get ready. Mashiach, Mashiach, Mashiach. Okay, stay tuned next week for Facebook faux pas and my impersonation of Rabbi Amar. Goodbye.